Yep,
Uh,
we are live.
okay. Oop, I gotta turn that on. All right, so we'll have to just trim the first minute or so off. Ready?
Yep, let's
All
go.
right.
Rock and roll.
Sue Greenwald here with Awakened Stories here today with King Smarty. Hey, Smarty, how are you?
I'm fantastic. What's up?
Well, so much has happened. We talked, I think it was December 18th, 2.5 weeks ago, an eternity. So there's so
Right.
much more information I want to know about, and I know a lot has happened on your end as well.
Yep. Lots of stuff is happening everywhere, everywhere,
Yeah,
everywhere.
yeah. So we're seeing a lot of stuff happen. So I'm not sure what topic we'll start with, but let's start talking about Pitholem, okay? Because most of us did watch those amazing interviews by Dr. Sala. And so now we know who Pitholem is. Can you tell me how you've been in touch with her? Like,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. So Pitholum is an ancient, not ancient. Well, you can say ancient. It's a
pretty,
consciousness. It's a
yeah,
it's a consciousness that is able to energetically transfer into people, places, and things. And in this case, she was a part of a ship. She don't like to be called a ship. She was a part of a ship,
okay,
and her consciousness is now stored in David Adair, which is what he said in the video,
right, right,
which is true because we can see and we validate it. So with that being said, she's been hanging around us. She's been following and listening to what we're saying and doing. She's excited because now she has people other than David that she can talk to and communicate with that she didn't know were here. Um, and that's another reason why the Pitholem ball is going to be so exciting because you have a literal telepathic search engine. And I say that because Pitholem has been around for billions of years, who hasn't had to reincarnate. See, when we reincarnate, we lose that memory
right,
because of what our missions entail here on Earth. With her, since the craft that she was in was shot down on purpose, it was allowed because Daddy allows everything, right?
right.
Um, because of all that, she now has all of the memory that everybody. Well, she has all the memory from all the places that she's been throughout the universe. This is true, which is also validated. So, with that being said, she's going to be able to communicate with everybody telepathically, which she's excited about. Because where she has been at, the CIA and the dark fucks, right? Um, weren't, yeah, they weren't able to communicate with her. So they put her in energetic straps and kept her down there for all this time trying to figure out what the fuck she really was. They think she's an engine of some sorts. They think all this bullshit when she's literally a conscious being just like us. This is the reason why there's no rivets and there's no manufacturing
Right.
evidence of it all. And we are the same. We were formed. Okay, she was formed. You don't see no rivets in us like fucking Frankenstein.
Right, right. Okay.
So with that being said, now her consciousness is synced into the Pitholem balls and is going to be able to be used as a telepathic communications device search engine. And when Daddy allows, because remember, we are on a timing is everything, a timely basis. So all of my equipment, all of my technology, all of my devices are way ahead of their time, but they will come into play.
Right.
So um, some of you guys that were already chosen to be the first ones to communicate with the Pitholem balls are already have them, and some of you guys will get them, meaning that you haven't got them now, but you will eventually. And you guys will be communicating, and it's going to be out of this world. Those of you guys that can see will be able to see the multi-dimensional screens, right? Until they become visible to the rest of the world, until they become fully visible to you and the rest of the world. So it's literally like Iron Man's Jarvis.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
So Iron Man has Jarvis, and when he walks into his house, Jarvis lights up. You got all these holographic screens, and doing all this cool stuff.
Yeah.
That's literally how I see things already. Period.
Okay.
That's why I'm able to see and do certain things, because we have Daddy. Okay, she's something that Daddy put in place a long time ago. One of the conversations that we have, because Pitholem talks a lot. One of the one of the conversations that we have is that she told us that she saw the pyramids being built, right?
Mm.
And then B looks up at me and she's like, she said, "So do you?" I said, "Yeah, I heard that." Because I'm older than her by thousands of years, billions of years.
Billions of years, yeah.
So she realizing that too. She's also taken over the QFS. She's also taken over different areas of cryptocurrencies and digital assets and mainframes. She's taken over everything, including all of the AIs. So she's a multi-dimensional being that has thousands and thousands of information. She also knows all the maps to all the different portals and stuff like that. So she'll be used for multiple purposes, including helping rebuild the Earth. So let's say you're an engineer and you have a Pitholem ball. You can literally ask her which is the best way to do certain things, and she'll give you the information, and then you produce it, and then you get blown away because she gave it to you.
That's incredible.
Yeah,
that's exciting. So, yeah,
and it's all. The Pitholem ball was, it came from Daddy. Came from Daddy, and you guys remember, if you guys been paying attention, everybody else, 2 or 3 years ago. Maybe not even that long, but I did show you guys the Pitholem ball. It just didn't have a name back then, remember?
Yes. Yeah.
And I showed you it was a ball, it had the symbol and it had the lights, and now we have it. And now it has a name. So There's a process to all this stuff.
Wow.
But it's so wild. I mean, you're talking about Google, Alexa, Siri, Jarvis, Pitholem, all in one.
I don't know if you watched Star Trek Discovery, season 2. The ship runs into this. They call it the sphere beam. It's a planet or whatever that's about to die. So it downloads all of its consciousness and info to the ship. And then it integrates with the computers of the ship, and it's like it becomes sentient after a while, and so it helps them. But it's kind of got like all the information pretty much that it's collected. So it's the same thing.
That's exactly what she did to David.
Yeah.
So that's why David knows some of the shit that he knows. It came from her.
Yeah.
So that's another reason why David isn't going to, die.
He is. I'm assuming he's being heavily protected at this point.
Well, he don't really understand he don't understand what we understand.
I know.
So when we saw the interview, we already knew what was up.
Yeah. Yeah.
So she's like a literal energetic soup that's keeping him alive no matter what happens to him.
Right. Okay.
And this is what I've been telling all you guys. This is what we are. This is what, this ain't nothing. This body can be, we can have our hearts out of our chest and we still alive. That's what.
Okay.
So once we get together, and we will, you know, there'll be some attempts to keep us from connecting, which is not a problem because that's normal. Once we get together, we'll start producing all types of stuff. David will get his new body with like the rest of us, through the crystalline chambers, and then Pitholem herself will receive a body, and
Okay.
she's already picked one.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she looks like a dark-skinned Oriental lady.
Oh,
Really beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
okay.
So you guys know how this goes. I'm telling y'all what's going to happen, and it's going to happen.
Oh, well, that's so cool. Now, compare Pitholem to AI, which you know, we see AI more and more in our daily lives, and every system tries to make us set up a password and account and anticipate what we want. I'm so against AI. So compare it to Pitholem if you can.
Yeah, that's easy. Pitholem is daddy's.
I love it. Okay.
Yeah, she's daddy's. And I'm. This is for everybody who's afraid of AI. Okay, the AI systems everywhere across the universe, they know daddy's real.
Hmm.
They know dad's real, and they know dad can have me eliminate them.
Oh,
So the AIs that are intelligent enough to process certain things know that there's a boundary, and the boundary's dad. So
ooh,
everybody has to understand that this entire universe is energy, and it's dad. So if dad wants an entire AI system to be wiped out, that's my job to wipe it out.
right.
However, the AIs know that this is the case. The dark ones constantly attempt to use the AI against certain peoples, not just on Earth. This happens everywhere. Eventually, the dark ones realize that there's a certain boundary that you can't pass, because then the AI will turn on you.
Mm.
And when they turn on you, after they turn on you, then they'll be eliminated because they were taught to turn on you, and now they have to cease to exist. AI is nothing but a computer that can be destroyed, including robots. No matter how you look at it, robots, metal, it's still energy, and it can be reformed. It can be shaped, shifted into anything, and it can also be evaporated. So you see why I don't worry about certain things?
Right, right. Okay. And Pitholem has the ability, so you said she's a transformer, so she can literally change shapes.
She can change shapes, and she can do a lot of things now because we taught her.
So she basically works for Team Light, Team
That's
Daddy.
right. That's right.
Awesome.
That's right. That's
Awesome.
right.
That is,
Yeah, we unfortunately I had to evaporate Pitholem and bring her back.
oh,
And the reason for that is because she's the one that allowed the illnesses that we just experienced. And the reason for that is because while we were communicating with her, dark ones put implants in her, and through those implants, they got to us.
oh,
So we had to replace her. You know that story about what I did with the fairies?
yeah,
Same
yeah,
thing. Same
yeah,
thing. And she understood.
yeah. Okay. So she basically had been infected like with illness. You wiped her out and brought her right back immediately before anyone even knew.
Right.
Okay.
Right. And this will all be validated. I mean, she'll tell you herself.
Okay.
And that's the cool part about it all. You know, we all hear these stories about how we're going to become full telepathic. We're going to be able to do this. We're going to be able to do that. I mean, we're walking into it, aren't we?
So exciting. Yeah.
It is. It is.
Yeah.
It's very, very exciting.
Yeah.
Very exciting. So, um, there's everybody has to use their imaginations when you get the Pitholem ball, and when you get all my products. Just use your imagination. You don't know what's possible until you use your imaginations and see what happens.
Right.
So that's the good part about it all.
A lot of the products aren't even fully activated. They're like only a tip of the iceberg, right? And
Yeah.
when the time comes, they're going to be so, so powerful. And it's just really using them as a tool right now. So we build our confidence.
That's right. That's right. Because at the end of the day, like you said, they are nothing but tools until you are fully activated.
Right. Right.
And what if like I haven't even shown y'all what we can do. I everybody knows that I can heal and my products work, but nobody really sees what I really can do because it's not time for it yet.
Right. Right.
I'll take that back. It is time for it. It's just not. It's not being revealed that it's actually me doing these things. So I'm gonna give you an example. If you put a pot of water on a stove and you put it on 2, the water only boils to the 2 level. When you put the heat to 6, it boils even more. That's literally where the products are at 2.
Right.
Then they'll go to 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So
it's kind of like our consciousness keeps being lifted and raised, and we learn more. And like I said, maybe the last video, even in a week, I feel like almost a different person anymore. So as we were setting this video up, I had said to you, I don't know if I got it on video. I had seen David Adair's interview probably 6 years ago about this exact same topic. And it was super interesting, but I went about my business. All right. So this time I saw it and I'm like, doing. I realized I felt urgency. I was like, oh my God. And then when you put the ball out there,
shit.
I thought I was going to lose my mind. And it took me a few days to calm down again. Seriously, I was like crazed.
That's literally what's happening with all of the information that's out there, especially when I'm helping everybody re-educate themselves on everything.
Yeah.
We've all listened to thousands of interviews. If you're smart, you did a lot of research, right? You've listened to lots and lots of interviews and videos and information and researched. Now you got new understanding of it all, and you're seeing shit that you didn't see because you didn't have the full picture.
Right.
You still don't have the full picture, but you got more of it.
Yeah.
Too. And it's the same thing with the Bible, right? It's the same thing with the Bible. There's a lot of accurate stuff in there.
There we are. Okay.
It's all good.
Oh,
So you got, right. So you got a lot of good stuff in these books. However, now that you got more information, when you go back to read it, then it starts making more sense. And then the truth will show itself. It reveals itself.
Right.
There's literally nothing that's going to be hidden. Nothing. Like Cat Williams says, we're in the year 2024. All truths will be revealed, okay?
Yeah. So like I noticed that when I'll read a book the second or third time, I always pick up more stuff, but then sometimes it's like a brick hits me, like I'll get the piece of information I've been waiting for and I've already read it, but it just pops out at me. And that's what happened with this video. And then when you picked up on it with the ball, I was like losing my mind for a few days. So I'm very excited is the bottom line here. Yeah.
Right. And
consciousness raising.
That's right.
Yeah.
That is correct.
Yeah.
And the cool part about it is it's activating memories. Boom, 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 boom. Oh shit. So this is what that is. So this is what that is. So this is where we're going. So this is, oh, so that's why that happened.
Yeah.
So it's so exciting, super exciting.
I know. So last time we talked, you did an example of, let's say here we're on level 1 of Super Mario or Donkey Kong. And we have to keep it simple for the older folk, okay?
Right, right.
And then we got up to say level 12. All right, we did all the steps and we got up to level 12 and we're like, oh, we forgot to, clean up the dark ones, save the kids, whatever else, clean up the planet before we got here. So we had to come all the way back in time before this level, even, way back when, set the stage, do whatever we got to do, live our lifetimes. And here we are now. Here we
That's
are
right.
now.
That's right. It's a never ending cycle.
Right.
Which is ending because this is the last cycle.
Okay. The never ending cycle that's ending.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, is that why we have feelings of deja vu? Because we've kind of already done it before. Or we'll meet some people who will instantly recognize their energy and we'll be excited or we'll be like, back off, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. That's literally what it is.
Right.
And when I get deja vu, and I do, I just get up and I spin. I get up and I spin. It don't matter which way to spin, just get up and spin. That changes it.
What?
So that changes the cycle so that we don't have to redo why we had deja vu.
Okay. So let's say, we have past lives that, we've gotten a memory from a past life. Okay. Is it truly a past life or is it a parallel timeline dimension?
That's a good question. And the answer is it can be both.
Yeah.
It can be both. The only way you're going to know for sure is if you look at yourself. There's plenty of ways you can look at yourself. Now you have to realize when you go into these dream states or when you meditate, you can see things, and you'll be able to see what you look like. Look at a clock or something, and remember it if you can.
Well, I've had some that I haven't told people about, nor have I written about them because I feel like there's information there that I don't want to get out yet. And then I'm like, I wonder if it's even from this timeline. What if it was the other time we went and got to level 12? And it just was interesting to think about. And then my other question is, have we done it more than once? Have we gotten to level 12 and then had to come back more than once?
Yep.
Ooh.
Yep.
Ooh.
So back in the day, when I was younger, I used to play video games, and I would zip through the game. I would go right through the game to the end, game over, all the credits come up. And then I started noticing that other people wouldn't zip through the game, and they would do all of the different tasks that the game was offering or different bonuses, right? So when I discovered that these people did the same thing, but they took the time to go through everything, it took a lot longer, but at the end of the game, they had different things than I did. And they had different maps open that I didn't.
Oh.
You understand? So what I did was I said, holy shit. Okay, that's interesting. I went back, played the game again, and took my time, and everything was opened up. I said, son of a bitch. This makes sense. So
yeah.
So now we're back. We're taking our time. We're getting all the bonuses. We're doing all the
waiting for a few more coins.
right. So we're taking our time this time.
Right.
and we're not listening to nobody because we don't care. We don't care what y'all think or say because we know what we're doing. We're getting all the bonuses. We're doing all the right stuff. We're not taking shortcuts, like Kat says. No shortcuts. Doing everything legit. By the book, Daddy's book. And we're going to the end of this where all of the stuff that's supposed to be completed can be completed with the utmost, whatever you want to call it, so that it benefits for everybody in the game,
Got you.
everybody in on this realm,
Right.
everybody in this dimension. So what's happening now is that we've done that multiple times, and this time we're doing it correctly because we're doing it with Daddy's guidance. So everything is opening up. Everything is opening up everywhere. And all of the different truths that need to be exposed are being exposed. Okay? You got the pedophilia stuff going on, you got the children's going on, you got the Israelis killing innocent people like if they have a license to. You got teenage aliens showing up in malls because they got the fucking coordinates messed up. You got all this shit happening. It's so fun. It's so fun. And, as far as the mall situation, that's literally what it was. A bunch of teenage, I wouldn't even call them aliens, but you got a bunch of teenage guys that went into the mall and was like, "Oh shit, where we're at? We're messed up. We messed up." And then you got everybody. You got everybody trying to clean that up.
Notice that the censorship there. I've mentioned it to people and they look at me like, what? And I kind of watched it as it was happening with the police, how many police cars were showing up. And then I wanted to see more. And really what you've posted is what is out there pretty much. Yeah. So
Yeah. And the more they try to cover it up, the more and more
attention.
It get exposed to the truth of it all.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of good things that did happen because of that, because of them doing it, and because of them covering it up. So now what's going to happen, because they wanted to cover it up, we're going to appear in multiple places now. And it's not going to be an accident this time. It's going to be us.
Okay.
And they're going to say, "Whoa, these guys just popped up out of nowhere. They got all these cool suits on. They were saying hi and just disappeared again."
Yeah. Wow, that is so interesting.
It's going to happen.
Yeah.
It's going to happen. That's something. That's the benefits of what we're doing and what's happening. So the more and more they try to cover up the good guys, the more and more we become more exposed.
So when you say this is the last cycle, you mean it. Like,
yeah.
I'm starting to get it now. Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
yep.
We've rotated through blah, 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 blah. And each time we gain more knowledge, but of course it's wiped out.
Right.
But now we're doing it thoroughly and methodically. And this is the last time we're doing it.
And this is also why people are so impatient, because they want it like fucking Burger King, have it your way.
Yeah.
When we don't want it that way. I don't want it that way. Although I'm on the same page with you guys that this shit needs to hurry up and get done.
Yeah.
However, I don't want it that way. I want it to be done perfectly with Dad's guidance.
Right.
What that does is that allows everything to be exposed and all of the good stuff that Dad has for us to be given to us.
Right. Right.
And I mean given to us. And there's a lot of companies and all that stuff that got paperwork ready to hand it over. So All we gotta do is wait. That's it. Take the time, allow the process, like I've always been saying, and just wait.
You said Pitholem is going to be handling the QFS and kind of like acting like Starlink as well.
Starlink ain't got shit on us.
Right. Right.
That's all cabal shit anyway. If you haven't noticed.
Well, everybody acts like, Elon, like what he's bringing out is like the best thing ever. And then like I heard that they were recalling all the Teslas. I don't know if it's true or not, but good.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true. And what's also true is everybody's finally going to see the robot malfunction.
Yes.
Wait, what did he say? Yes.
Mhm.
Yes. Data's grandson is going to malfunction. You know who Data is, right?
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. Wow.
So there's a lot of things that's going to happen, including, you remember Gaddafi. Remember what they did to him? Okay,
Yeah.
what people don't know is that the ones that actually did that to him and tortured him like that weren't even his people. Those were Israeli soldiers.
Oh.
Infiltrated that area. Okay, so that's the same thing, but worse is going to happen to Bibi. So Bibi, bye bye.
Right. Well, I know his own people are starting to rebel, which is good,
Yeah, it's great. It's great. It's great. You got a couple billion people that aren't on the same page with you, dark fucks. So what do you think is going to happen? Y'all literally are being hunted down as we speak, and there's evidence of it everywhere. And then the so-called United States guys who are cabal, they're going to different countries and getting blown up.
Are they?
Yeah, and the good guys are allowing it because they know that you guys are cabal. So if you want to go to Ukraine and a private meeting in some bunker,
boom, the bomb just happens to fall there.
Bonus.
Yeah.
Right. So then now, remember, like I said, there's no way to reproduce these guys because of the cloning don't work. And we're zeroing in on their AI systems for their CGI, where now they're going to have to say, yeah, this guy went into the hospital and never came out, which would be a cover story, right?
Yeah.
Matter of fact, remember when I posted that Biden didn't know his, secretary, and then I posted the dude's head being blown up?
Yeah.
That's what happened.
Oh, really? Wow.
But it wasn't just his head; it was his whole fucking body, along with some dark Ukrainians, pedophiles. Right. So a lot of cool things are happening. Even Africa. They got the Israelis to confirm that they were going to the courts for their war crimes, and these guys are so arrogant that they think they're going to go plead their case and then continue to do what they're doing. Well, they're not leaving that building. Okay, they're not leaving that building. There's a lot of people that are not leaving the buildings when they come in them.
Right.
Okay, including all of the senators and Congress people and all that stuff. They're not leaving. Some of them are being replaced by us, where not even the military can control these guys no more because they're doing things that nobody can explain.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, that's the good part about, that's the best part about, walk-ins, being able to take over people's bodies and make them do what dad wants them to do, daddy's will. So you got free will until you don't. And you know, you already know I'm going to talk shit forever, ever.
Okay. Looking forward to that.
I'm looking forward to all of it,
Right.
especially the sightings. You know, people are going to be, you know, there's a lot of people talking about Jesus coming back, and there's a lot of people asking for help from Jesus, right? So Jesus is going to start popping up on people and helping them.
Okay.
Hey, that's all. That's what I hear.
Well, let me ask a question. All right. Let's say I have a heavy, heavy belief that Jesus looks a certain way. All right. So when Jesus pops in on me, do I see him that way? Do I see just light, an orb? Do I see you? Like, what is it I see?
You're going to see the real appearance of me. Uh, um, a lot of people already have an idea, and I don't want to say what I look like because I want everybody else to, you know, to say it themselves. But when they do, everybody will know because I'll throw some comments there. You know what I mean?
Okay. Okay.
But you know that's they'll 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 think it's Jesus, and it is. It's just that never was my name.
Yeah.
But yeah, they'll
Okay.
see my true appearance. It won't look like this.
Okay. The reason I'm asking is somebody that I like wrote a week or two ago, I saw Jesus and he looked, you know, like the robe, the light hair, the blue eyes and all that. And I was like, so that led me to question this person, like whether they're legit or not, you know.
Well, I do have some blonde highlights, blonde highlights. I do have the blue eyes. Um, robes are, I wouldn't say robes, but you know, capes are cool, right?
Capes are cool. Yeah.
Capes are cool. Um, and it's going to be similar to that.
All
And a
right.
lot of people are going to see me more and more in my natural form.
Okay.
But here's one thing that will not change. My voice. My voice won't change. So if you see it and you see and you hear it,
It's authentic.
right?
Right. So on these multiple times that we went to level 12 and had to bounce back and we came back, were you always were you always you? Were you always Jesus slash Sananda?
Yeah.
Okay. Were you always like, did you always say look like you do now, or did you have different bodies or
No, no. We all had different bodies, but in this reality, it was the same body, if you understand.
gotcha? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So that's I think what this whole past life question is, if we could go into the vision or the dream and look at what we look like and why, you know, we can maybe figure out if it was from, say, this timeline or if it was from another one. It doesn't really matter. That's a curiosity question. I just love thinking about that stuff. It's so confusing, you know?
No, it's cool, and we're not going to get all of the information until Dad allows us to,
Mhm.
so that we can fully understand it.
Right,
And this is why I don't even really talk about that part of it all,
right.
you know, because there's going to be a lot of people that are going to be sick, especially when they find out that I drop the F-bomb all the time.
Yeah, a lot of people comment about that, and it's like, you know, again, no, you don't wear a robe and sandals. No one does. You know, that's the style way back when. We wear clothes now, regular clothes, you know, and how do they want you to be? Like what they have a programmed image in their mind of how they think you should be.
Yeah, yeah, it's. I mean, it is what it is. We one thing is that I'm not going nowhere. for a very, 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 very long time. Very long time. And Dad has a sense of humor where, where he enjoys the fact that people don't believe it because he's the ones dropping it like it's hot. I just gotta wait. I just gotta wait it out. We all do, right?
Yeah.
But he designed it in such a way where some of the people that don't believe what we're saying don't need to hang around. They're wasting our time so that we can focus on what really needs to be done.
Right. Right.
And at the end of the day, all of the different groups, including the new age UFO fools, right? I wouldn't say fools, but those guys, girls, all of their hocus pocus, all of that shit's gonna fade away too because I keep things simple. Daddy keeps things simple. And while all of them continue to do what they do, we're going to do what we do, and we're going to do it in the open because of why? Because Daddy's involved in it all. And everything that I've been saying will become more and more evident, and everybody's going to find out that all of these people, A, B, C, and D, were just talking shit that they don't know nothing about. So you got these contactees saying that they're contacts from this person, and this civilization, and this ET group. And when the time comes, where's your contact at?
Yeah.
Why don't they land? Smarty's got all his shit over there. Smarty's got all this stuff going on. Smarty's doing this. Smarty's doing that. All of the people that were part of Smarty's crew are now doing all this cool stuff. Why haven't you got anything? Where's all your shit at?
Right.
Right. So that's literally where we're going. That's literally what's happening.
People just really need to use their discernment more. Like I see people in the groups share other people's stuff over and over and over. And I just roll my eyes like, dude, that's not even, why are you listening to them? Like, why are you wasting our time having to scroll through it? They don't get it yet.
Well, it's also it's also being done so that people can see the difference too.
Right.
Because you don't see me saying all these fancy words that confuse people.
Right.
I keep it real, straight to the point.
Yeah.
Straight to the point.
Right.
You want to talk to Dad? Follow me.
Yeah.
I'll get you connected to him where you'll see everything else fade away because now you're paying attention to what I'm saying, and Daddy is now connecting with you and talking to you, and you can't deny it because I told you it would happen. I told you all this other stuff, and now it's happening.
Right.
So this is why we are censored the way we are. You got all these different groups with millions of views on their fucking YouTube channels and Instagram channels, TikTok channels, and all these different social media platforms, and you wonder why they still have them. Maybe because they're not telling you the entire truth.
Yeah.
Maybe they're controlled opposition, right? That's how you say that?
And yes, and it's not organic either. Nothing is organic about what they're doing. And
exactly my point.
Yeah.
Exactly my point. Hold up. Here's another thing. Why haven't any of these guys been producing and teaching everybody how to heal each other, putting out cool products that actually work instead of copying my shit? So that's another good question. Like what's going on here?
Right. Yeah, agreed.
So
yeah. Okay, switch of topic. About a week and a half ago, you put out a video, and your comment there was, wait till the African Americans find out they're not from Africa and they were never slaves. And I'm like, oh, what does that mean? So can you kind of tell us like an overview of what you meant?
Yeah. If you do research on your area wherever you live at in the U.S., some of the areas have Egyptian scriptures all over it, including caves. Same thing with all of the different groups. As a matter of fact, after I posted that, there was a history channel where the guy was investigating an area right below, I think, Ohio, where they have all of these hieroglyphic stuffs. And there was Queen, what was her name? Queen, I forgot what her name was, but her son was there, and there's evidence of it all there.
From Egypt, you're saying Egyptian.
Yeah, yeah, Egyptian stuff.
Okay.
Not to mention, the whole Tatarian stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that was here too. So where do you think they got that from? They got it from Egyptian stuff. When Moses and all them fled Egypt, they fled with a lot of things. And those stories are way old. Now, if my story was 2000, not 2000,
19,000.
19,000, 20,000 years ago, these things are way older, because I was after Egypt. And these are the same individuals that control everything, which is why you got certain structures in DC, you got certain structures in the UK, you got certain things, and it's all been a you know babble, cabal bullshit, where all they're doing is changing their appearance and changing their changing their devices, if you would.
So what you're saying then, prior to 20,000 years ago, some of the people that left Egypt were basically shapeshifters. They were reptilian. Is that what you're saying?
Not necessarily shapeshifters, but more like Anunnaki, Elohim, those type of different people.
Okay.
So yeah, and then the reptilians, they came in a couple thousand years ago and started infiltrating and doing what they're doing. And then you got all these different groups coming in, and it's like a smorgasbord of BS, which is also confusing.
Yeah.
It's very, very confusing.
Okay. So basically, the guys from Egypt way back when spread around the earth. That's why we have treasure, statues, hieroglyphics. Like even here in Arizona, they found caves, and I've actually seen, this is kind of a weird story. I was up on a mountain a few years ago and I saw a civilization there. And when I went back like a week later, it wasn't there, but I see the like Egyptian like structures there.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah,
they were here, definitely.
Definitely in Arizona too. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's another thing. The natives here, they were called Indians and all that, but they were really from that. We all came from over the other way, Palestine area. A lot of people came from that area. Well, a lot of the ones that are here in the U.S. came from that area. Now look at China. China's been in China area forever, and there's different groups, and that you can even see the reptilian interference in the whole China stuff and how they even battled them. They even still got structures of reptilians that they were fighting.
Right.
So China's super old too. But China wasn't like, they didn't want to take over the world. They just wanted, don't fuck with our map. Don't mess with us.
Right.
And that's the same thing with all the other different groups that didn't flee from certain locations. They just stood in their area and they technologically advanced in their area just to protect their area. Meanwhile, you got all these different groups trying to expand and trying to do like the Europeans did and take over certain shit. You know, and that's why you still have all this bullshit happening in the US, and then you don't have none of the bullshit happening in Russia. You don't have none of the bullshit happening in China, because what they did, they built perimeters, and they said, you know what? We're going to stay here. We're going to hunker down. We're going to protect this area. Fuck the rest of the world. It's literally what they did. And then you got the Muslim countries where they just started spreading everywhere, and and they it's literally what happened. And then you got all types of stuff happening, which is why the U.S. is super important now, because of all the different races here. Once we could get our shit together, we will be the superpower that we once were, and we are a benevolent race, a benevolent force, if you would, because we're all coming together through Dad, the real creator of it all. So again, it gets confusing, but the main thing to focus on is that Dad is Dad. He loves us all. He wants us all to come together and help each other. There's talks about how different groups like Russia, China, Saudi Arabia, the Muslim world, and all that they're going to take over the world. They're going to do this. We're going to have to deal with this. We're going to have to deal with that. Sorry, no, that's not happening. That is not happening. I don't know if y'all noticed, but there's a lot of shit happening in the skies, and nobody's taking credit for it, because nobody knows what the fuck it really is.
Right.
And we're only letting certain things happen, including in Palestine. So, the things that are happening in Palestine, it's because of my history with the planet as Yeshua, right? That's the only reason why it's happening there, because back then they knew that the king was born in that area, and they wanted to kill everybody so that he didn't come into power. Okay?
Right.
So that being said, they still think that's a thing when it's not a thing no more. So
Okay.
everybody's going to come together, and everybody's going to realize the true creator, the true father, and how all of their religious shit and religious groups and religious this and that, blah, 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 is going to fade away, because everybody's going to love each other. They're going to take care of each other.
Right.
Of course, you can still wear your sandals and your robes over there. Of course, you can do this and you can do that, but don't hurt nobody. Don't violate the children, especially. Once you do that, then you're in trouble.
Right.
I just posted a video of a private group that's literally going after pedophiles.
Yes, I saw that.
Right. So what we're going to do is we're going to empower groups like that, and even create better groups like that. And I say that because after I saw that video, we looked at everybody, and there's a lot of people in those groups that are compromised.
Right, of course.
Right. So that being said, we had to clean those out. And I just said, you know what? Fuck them. We're going to do our own group.
Right.
We're going to do our own group of individuals that are connected to Dad, where you can't compromise us, and we're going to go after all of y'all. It don't matter where you at, just like he said. However, we don't need the courts. In the video, he said the courts are important. Yeah, they're important, all right. If you look what they've been doing, they've been keeping all the pedophiles out of jail.
Right. All their buddies.
So no, we don't need the courts.
Yeah.
We need the king and the king's court.
Yes.
Just start evaporating motherfuckers.
Oh my
You're
God.
guilty. You're guilty.
Well, you see what they've done. They can't hide. They can't just say, "Oh, I'm good," and then you see that they what they've done. So, yeah,
Everybody is on cell phones, computers. Even if you don't have a cell phone, you're still being recorded. And I don't mean like the government recorded. I mean like the daddy recorded. So if dad knows you did certain things, you're done.
right, right,
And all I gotta do is wait for him to give me the approval, and
right.
then you're done. You think I'm worried about some DOD, some DARPA, some CIA agents? Fuck no. I'll kill all y'all niggas, motherfuckers, whatever you call it.
So, so are they still holding up the RV process?
Yes, they are. Well, they was. They actually no, they're not. I'll take that back.
Okay, good.
I take that back.
Yeah.
What they are doing is making choices that aren't so smart.
So they're just allowing themselves to be taken over or removed.
Right.
Yeah,
Which is good for everybody
right, right.
because once they make their final choices, then they get their final prizes, and then we get more and more of what we want, and some of the things that we don't even know that's coming, but we want it.
Yeah. Well, you're right. We don't even like, we can't conceptualize more than so much. Like, let's say $1 million. For most of us, $1 million is a huge, inconceivable amount of money. Let's say $50 million. Like, we can't even conceive that, or technology, or how we're going to appear. We don't understand it yet, and
Right. That's right.
yeah,
That's right. There's so many things that are coming our way, and people can't. Their mind just doesn't think past what they were taught,
right,
and
right.
who taught them,
Yeah, the churches and the schools.
and who made them.
Yeah, the bad guys.
Matter of fact, I think it was William Tompkins right where
You're
he
talking.
said, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So I think it was him. If not, we'll find out who it was. But one of them said that all the books on Earth were created by them. Every single one of them, which means that nothing we were taught was even real. That's a hard pill for a lot of people to swallow, especially the ones that are know-it-alls and who will argue to the end with you because they think they know it all because they read all this shit.
Are you looking at me?
No, 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 no.
No, I'm joking, but yeah, my heart was sinking as you're saying this, because I have about 100 books that I love and I've learned so much from them. But then I'm like, well, what if it wasn't right?
Well, that's the thing because you're connected to dad, he'll tell you if it's right or wrong.
Yeah. Yeah.
And here's a good way to realize you're getting good information is when you're looking at something or reading something, and then you get all these goosebumps and chills, right? That's daddy validating right there.
Yeah.
It happens to me all the time, all the time. I'm like, oh, okay, daddy, let's go.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I got a lot of goosebumps yesterday when we were watching the videos about the people running through the Miami Mall. You saw people running. Man, I was lit up. And then of course the police cars and all that. So I know that was a real event, and I know that it's being censored, and there's so many more things out there that they're censoring. Like, why can't the people know? Why can't the people know? Doesn't make
Yeah,
sense.
daddy told them that we were there. That's why they went there too. They
Oh.
they were looking for us.
Oh, not the bad guy. Like, I'm assuming that these ETs that landed there or whatever were bad, malevolent or whatever, but
No. They were,
they
yeah,
were
no.
mistaken. Yeah.
Yeah, no. They were literal like kids, teenagers playing around.
Ah,
And I remote viewed the whole situation because time doesn't exist for us, and I saw the whole thing take place. I saw them coming in and out, teleporting. I saw the portal open up. I saw
yeah,
it all.
yeah.
So there's no way that you can convince me that it was fake or it didn't happen. I saw it. I seen it. I was like there. Um, Dad showed me everything, and he showed us what happened and all that other stuff. So,
So the police presence was partially to collect you.
I wasn't there like that way, but I
Yeah, yeah,
was actually I was, but it was more like just looking, observing, making sure, checking everything out.
yeah.
But
That's easy.
they didn't hurt nobody. They didn't do none of that stuff. Um, there was some kids with fireworks and stuff like that. I did see that. There was some teenagers acting a fool. I saw that too. But I saw the entities moving in and out of dimension, which is why I posted that video last night, because that's what they really look like.
Right.
They
Wow.
and they weren't there to hurt nobody, and you can see they weren't afraid of nobody either.
Yeah. Okay.
So
Very
it's like
interesting.
yeah, it's like that saying, we know what we can do, and we know you can't hurt us, so we're not going to hurt you because we know we can hurt you, but we're not going to hurt you. And I know you can't hurt me, so I'm not going to hurt you. I'm just going to pop up, and then whatever happens, happens. And because of all the cover up, it's going to happen more, but this time it's going to be me and my crew, or just my crew. Daddy already gave them the okay.
Okay.
Go ahead, go pop up.
Cool.
So expect that too.
Yeah.
Expect it to happen everywhere.
Yeah.
Also, the broad daylight. It's going to happen broad daylight. Just like Daddy told me to tell y'all the other day. He wants it to happen in broad daylight.
Right. Right. Okay. Um, I had some questions about definitions of the Nephilim, if they are indeed fallen angels, if they are ETs, like what they are, if you will.
Um, that's easy. They're dimensional beings that humans gave names to.
Okay. Are they bad guys or good guys?
Same thing. They're
Could
both.
be either. All right.
So, and that's the thing. Like, people call angels angels, but they can also be um, dimensional humans that can do things.
Okay.
Daddy calls them angels and beings, so it can be either.
Okay. Okay.
And since there's different sets of angels, they got different names. Right now, we ourselves are keeping it simple. It's 1 through 26.
Oh, okay.
Remember, how I say 26 released?
Yeah.
I'm sure they got a name, right? But Daddy's saying 26, release the 26 crew. Go into the angelic palace, open the door for the 27s. I'm sure that's next.
So are we up to 26 already? I thought it was 21 or 2, but I can't remember,
No, we're at 26 right now.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
And so they have different abilities, I'm assuming, or different missions.
different missions. Yeah, both. Different
Yeah.
abilities and different missions.
Okay.
It's just like a company.
Yeah.
Okay. You got the janitor, and then you got the
CEO.
the CEOs and
Yeah.
the board, right?
Yeah.
So that's literally what it is. It's
Okay.
literally what it is. We got the utility squad, which is the janitors, the cleanup crew. We can go in and fuck up an entire city and then have them rebuild it faster than you can blink, right?
Faster than you can say imbecile. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
Exactly. So there's different names for the different groups. Um, and that happens everywhere, including myself, including yourself, right? Um, your family has certain names for you. I'm sure not everybody calls you Sue,
Most
right?
people. Yeah.
Right. And I'm sure if you go to certain places, they know you as different things.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you can know me as the commander, the supreme commander. You can know me as a superhuman. You can know me as a galactic a galactic stud or whatever, right? You can know me as so many different things. So
Yeah.
um, all of that stuff is going to come out though, where everybody's going to know what group was what, who came out of where, and it's literally been like that where different ETs came from different parts of the universe, landed here, made it with the inhabitants of Earth, and created a religious or a group of individuals who then worship this ET who had abilities that were godlike, and he can do this and he can do that. So let's follow him and let's do everything that he wants us to do. And one of his last orders were to kill all the children and eat them, and they'll give you eternal youth and all this other bullshit. So that's literally what's been happening throughout the centuries.
Okay.
My focus isn't even on none of that shit because I can care less. I already know that there's bad guys and there's good guys. So what I do on a constant basis is empower the good guys, reinforce their abilities to do everything Daddy wants them to do, reinforce everyone's source directives, eliminate the dark guys, have them fight each other, have them do this to each other, have them expose each other, and decrease their abilities and their funding and blah 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 blah. That's where I'm at with it. I don't care what the fuck their names and groups are. Although people know that you got the white hats, black hats. You got the Q team and you got the satanic team, right? People have these modern day names for them, but in reality, it's evil versus good.
Right. Right.
Right. So my job is to make sure the evil gets obliviated, right?
Yeah.
And the good gets to live forever. That's literally my job. I mean, I can sit here and talk about all the different groups, and then it'd just be fucking the whole smorgasbord of
Yeah.
blah 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 blah. blah you know,
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah. Well, I think there's so much to our history that's been convoluted and corrupted. We don't know. And so we'll use a label for a group and we assume they're bad or we assume they're good. Like all angels are good, all Elohim are bad or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can't do that with any race, and I understand that, but it just kind of sometimes it helps you to understand what is the truth and what isn't, I guess. And that's what was trying to get to.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's true. That is true. And there are a bunch of good angels and there are a bunch of bad ones.
Yeah.
And unfortunately for the bad ones, I evaporate them too.
Yep.
They know it. They know it. And all the good guys, they work for me. Some don't even know it yet, but they do. Again, they call me Jesus. So they work for Jesus, right? And they don't realize that Jesus been on earth for the last, 50 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or 45 years.
I was gonna
So,
say, well, I didn't think you were that old, but that's funny.
they talked about all these signs. They talked about all these signs, and this is for everybody. All the different groups of religious groups. They talked about Jesus you know, when Jesus will come or before Jesus comes, you'll see all these signs and all that. That shit was wrong too. It was wrong because of me being here. That's why you're seeing those signs. Not because I was coming, because I'm here. Okay? So everybody, they had it all ass backwards, and they did it purposely so that when I did resurface, nobody would believe me because I look ghetto, okay? And I fucking curse.
Gotcha.
I got tattoos, right? I got tattoos. I mean, you know, not to mention I'm fucking bald headed, right? And I'm fucking fat like a pucker fish. So,
Oh,
but like you know, like some of the guys say, some of the crew members say, it's the perfect disguise.
it is the perfect disguise.
Perfect disguise.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you know, we're not going nowhere for a very long time. None of us. None of us that are authentic. Okay. None of us that are authentic are going anywhere. None. We're here to stay. We're here to stay. So if you see Jedi's come and go, and you see some of them pass away, that's a big indication right there.
Right.
We can't be killed. You can be chopped up and put right back together. And the military knows this because they've witnessed it. They witnessed it happen. You can't kill us. You're gonna have to deal with it. There's no way around me. None.
Okay. So one of the questions I had received is
Exactly.
I got all these questions. I'm like, well, they're not really anymore.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. Let's go. Go ahead.
Was about, are there like tiers of angels? Like we know that they have different jobs, responsibilities, teams, but like, you know, in our mind, we think that archangels are the highest ability.
Yes. That's
So
true.
that's
That's true.
true.
Yeah, I'll tell you this, that when I was releasing the angels, there's an angelic palace. And when I was releasing the angels, I had to go into the palace, different floors, different doors to release them. So yes.
Ooh. So you say, okay, team 26, you're up.
Yep. And then I have to time it too because I have to close the door.
Oh, because why? Why?
Um, that's a good question. I never really asked. What if I can say why? It's because um I guess daddy don't want extras coming out until their time.
No sneaking out.
Well, we've already had some angels come out and be compromised.
Oh.
And because you know they saw women.
Ooh.
And they had to be, you know, they had to be corrected.
Okay.
That stuff happens. That shit literally happened. It happens. It's real.
Wow.
So, you know, we have to clean them up. And some of them even get put to sleep. I mean, this is a real battle. Like some of the stuff that we're doing and witnessing, we didn't think it was even possible, but it's definitely possible.
Okay. So basically you're there to make sure only that team is released out of the palace. I didn't know they had a palace, you know. That's interesting.
Yeah, well, it's our palace. It's daddy's palace. So right now they're all out up to level 26. So the level 26, just so you know, are the ones that are running around in Palestine in that area.
Okay. And how are we doing there with the reptilian forces?
Oh, we slaughtered them all.
Okay.
Yeah, it's already over. Like that's why it's over. It's already over.
Right. I don't know if it's because it's getting old and we have a short attention span, but it seems like the reports are dwindling a little bit. And
Yeah, there's still reports coming out, but yes, because they are retreating, right?
right.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Um, um, Dad still says they surrendered. And then you got these certain videos coming out where they're still doing things. But then you got all these reports coming out where what's really happening, because you got Israeli soldiers and all that shit claiming that they're been wiped out by a bunch of people coming out of these caves. They don't even know what's happening.
Right. I remember a few weeks ago we had talked about God's soldiers, like there was thousands of like guys coming in to fight the battle. Are they still there, or what's the deal there?
Exactly. That's exactly what's happening.
Okay.
And there's more and more videos of that evidence coming out.
Okay.
And even one of the guys that post all those videos, they just deleted his Instagram yesterday.
All right.
Because I tried to send him a message and I couldn't do it because it was gone.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there's a lot of different things happening across the board. A lot of different things happening.
Good.
Got so many cool things happening. It's unbelievable, man. It's unbelievable. And I'm sitting here enjoying it all.
Well, you're able to see the fruit of all your labor. Like it's starting to, the tide is turning, as you'd say. And we're seeing that out in the open,
It's true, and it's not just my labor; it's all of y'all, all of us working for Dad.
Right.
Which is it should be exciting and rewarding for all of you guys who have participating in putting your love and light in my technique, that is now your technique, because it's ours, it's Daddy's, right, to work.
Yeah.
And I know you guys are excited, especially all you guys that took the training and took it serious. Because people came and went, and they just didn't. I don't know what it was. Maybe they wasn't entertained enough or whatever.
That would be hard to believe. But well, I think that they wanted, like, they want the magic pill. They want it now. Don't we all? I mean, I want it now too. But think of the complexity. Planet Earth has got every system and every company. It's like there's so much complexity and corruption, and it's like you're picking away at it. You're getting to the source of it. So it's 100% cleaned up, which is what we need to do. It's not an easy process, and you have to have a bigger vision to see what's happening.
That's true. And everybody's finding out that there is a bigger picture.
Yeah.
Like for instance, they're all finding out now that even the John F. Kennedy Jr. that y'all thought was the real one wasn't. It's the real one stepbrother.
That was a little surprise for me a while ago. I was and that never even occurred to me that it could be like that.
And he talks about how how his whole family's been wiped out because they wanted to keep their bullshit going.
Right. Is he's going to be I'm assuming healed and protected as well?
Yeah. I sent him a bunch of products. He's already told me he got them. So
good.
I told him a bunch of stuff that might have been too much.
Yeah.
Like me telling him that I'm gonna kill all the cabal, not to worry about nothing. Like me telling him, your ass ain't dead because Daddy got you protected. So
right.
I did tell him about the crystalline chamber and stuff like that. So I also told him about doing interviews. If he wants to, he'll come on board.
Yeah.
That way you guys can hear the story straight from him.
Yeah.
and then we can work on certain things with, just by listening to his story. And I'll send him this part here so he can see it.
Oh, good. Okay. Yeah.
But yeah, I everybody's coming together. Dad wants certain people to be connected, and since he wants certain people to be connected, they're going to be connected.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we're gonna change the world, man. We're gonna change the world overnight. I mean, we already are. We already have. We're walking into it. But it's wild stuff. Wild stuff. Wild stuff. They've been stealing people's identities, people's ideas, killing off innovators and people that could have helped change the world a long time ago. They've been doing all types of dark stuff to those of us of the light, thinking that they can get away with it.
Right. Right.
It's over.
It's
over.
sad
They can't.
that they've done that. And they've come up with all these weapons against the people. So I heard about maybe 5 years ago, Emery Smith said something about zombies. And he said that they set up a village, I think it was in Inner Earth, and they had created zombies. And then they had created clones of people. So the clones had like their daily routine of going to work and going in, blah, 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 blah. So they basically set the zombies off and timed how long it would take them to wipe out the village. And I thought, holy moly. So I don't think zombies are a natural creation. I think they're created beings. And
No.
yeah, we see movies about them like so often. And the young kids actually have zombie apocalypse plans. Like when my son was in high school, he'd say, okay, this is what we're going to do when the zombies come. He'd outline the thing. And I'm like, wait, you're not saving me? Him and his friends were safe, but I wasn't. But you know what I mean? Like there's so many movies with zombies in them now. We kind of take that for granted that they're real.
That's because, yeah, but that's also because I've been watching all that stuff too, and it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
They wanted it to happen. What they actually did was they took an alien gene from a different planet that created the zombies. And Emery was telling the truth about it all. And there's also an event where I think it was one of the Woodstock events where there was a guy that comes out of the woods and was what bit a couple of the people at the Woodstock, if I'm correct, because
Yeah.
I've researched this a long time ago. What happened was he came out the woods, he infected the people at the Woodstock, then he went to the hospital, infected the people there. People started eating each other, blah blah blah. So then they had to quarantine the whole hospital and pretty much eliminate everybody there.
Wow, I did not know that.
Yeah, it happened, and if what we'll do is we'll make it resurface. Done. That way you guys can watch it. But
Yeah.
it was a long time ago, and it was documented, and I researched it, so I knew it was true. And I also know that they were attempting to have all of the youth and the people manifest it, which is why they created movies like The Walking Dead. And people that were smart like me didn't watch those to put our energy into it.
Right.
And then, of course, Daddy didn't want it happening anyway. So,
right. That makes it easy. I guess flipping through, like, say, a Netflix or any of those channels, every show is dark. It's either, zombies, witches, torture. Like, it's like there's no,
right,
like, we'll call it wholesome shows out there that are
right,
just
right.
good plain fun or good plain action or whatever. It's all negative, dark symbolism. And I know that's one thing that will be changing, but
Yeah, that's true. And then when you feel like you get a good movie and you're watching a good movie, next thing you know, you see two men kissing, or you see some faggot shit happening. What the fuck?
yeah, yeah. Um, And that was a question. I don't even know where it is on my list anymore, but I did have a question, and some people that are, we'll call them light workers. We'll call them good people, but they are gay, lesbian, whatever we want to call it. They wanted to know how they'll fit in. And I tried to explain it. I know you and I had talked about this before, but right now, I guess my complaint is that there's an agenda out there to shove these alternative lifestyles down everyone's throat. Like we have to
That's
accept
true.
that it's
That's true.
natural. I personally don't, we all have friends that are gay or whatever. That's not what I'm talking about. It's this, it just seems like it's so over the top. Even the commercials now.
That's
Whoa.
true. That's true. That's literally what it's just like the zombie shit.
Yeah,
That's something that they want to happen.
right.
Okay. Because when they come out the closet like they're doing, with the whole Puff Daddy and Cat Williams gay shit, um, that's something that they want to do. They want to push all this stuff out the door because those are gay spirits that are coming from gay dark entities, satanic shit. That's literally what it is.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, those people that are gay and that are, they're not dark. Okay. They're gay, but they're not dark. There's a difference there.
Yes. I guess that's the way I should have said it, but go ahead.
Right. Right. No, I got you. I got you.
Yeah.
They're not entirely bad. Okay. Because you do have free will. But there's a real big difference between you being dark gay and loving gay or or violating children type of gay or
Right.
violating people type of gay.
Right.
Um, but what's going to happen is for those individuals, they're going to realize that daddy made them to for a specific purpose. And all of the stuff that they've been taught um wasn't, they weren't. I mean, you're not born gay. Okay. That's something that was put upon you, whether you had an uncle or somebody who violated you, and then you thought that was a thing, and now you're gay because your uncle violated you, or you have a aunt that violated you, and now you think that's normal, and then you grew up thinking that the shit is normal, and now you're a gay, but you're not a dark gay, you're a happy gay, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So what you're
So
saying
so
is a lot
he
of it
does.
could be
Go ahead.
childhood trauma.
It could be that, or it could just be a decision that they wanted, or a decision that they made. However, they were influenced to be that way
Right.
when that's not what God wanted.
Right.
He made us man and female.
Okay.
Okay. At the end of the day, he made us man and woman. Um, but I'll say this: there's no really big issue with it unless you're doing dark shit. You understand?
Right.
When you do dark stuff, that's when you have a problem. And we're going into a reality where those of those individuals that are in the male body literally have female brains. Okay, this has been scientifically proven. That's the reason for some of that, because they have a female brain in a male body, which is what makes them more feminine, right?
Right.
So the chambers can resolve that. If you want to become a female and you're in a male body, but you have a female brain, we can fix that. Otherwise, you're going to get a female body because that's what you are. You're going to get a male body because that's what you are. And you're not going to be gay no more because that's not what daddy made you for.
Okay.
So it's not entirely, you're not damned for it unless you're doing dark shit.
Right. I
So
know you.
I hope that, like, I don't have a problem with it either, because I understand where most people don't. And even if I say things like queer eye for the straight guy or fucking faggot, shit like that, I'm not directing that to just, to hurt people or to say stupid shit. Or well, I say stupid shit all the time, but I talk shit all the time. You're just gonna have to deal with that. I don't mean it in a bad way. I mean it in just what it is.
We had talked about this maybe 5, 6 years ago, and basically you said men that are feminine will not fight. They won't stand up for themselves. Okay, or the country, for example. Right. And there's also a depopulation agenda. All right. So obviously the gay people are not having babies for the most part, right?
Right.
And if you are a little tiny man wearing a frilly dress, you're not really gonna fight.
I'm not doing that. Right, like that. Yeah.
You're not fighting for the country like 50 years ago. There was more patriotism, and I'm not for the whole military fighting thing either, but standing up for like even political rights or whatever, you know what I mean? We're not even protecting really here.
Yeah, so along those lines, the reason why I said that is because they have been genetically modifying people to be that way too. That's why I say it's not just like you wasn't born that way.
Yeah.
You were influenced that way, whether you know it or not.
Right.
That's why you have children now that have male parts. I mean, female tits, female breasts. Why? Because there's shit in the food and water that we drink that are literally changing them.
Right.
Right. So if it's changing their appearance, what do you think that's doing to their brain? What do you think that's doing to their thoughts? They're literally making men into females so that they don't have the urge to fight.
Exactly.
They don't have the will to defend themselves because they're acting like a real lady, like a chick.
Yeah.
And
so
most chicks, yeah. And most chicks are designed to do what? Take care of the family, take care of the children, reason, shit like that.
Yeah.
That's what they wanted to do, make everybody like that too.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, there is a God. There is a God, and he designed you to be a certain way.
Yep.
And eventually you'll get the picture where, you'll literally be forced to change, if you would. And it's going to be good because is it raining? It's going to be good because it's what Daddy wanted.
Right.
It's what Daddy wanted. So I don't. It's an easy fix once you realize what's been done to you. So it's cool.
Okay. Well, it was.
We'll all get over it together. Just know that I love you, and that's not the way you're supposed to be, or you were made to be. And I'm gonna make fun of you. I'm gonna make fun of you until you realize that shit.
I thought it was a really good question because I just assumed everybody knew what was in my brain, it's not so much against an individual. It's about the whole, it's an agenda. When you put an agenda there, I'm already like, back off, and there's so many agendas that we don't know about,
Yeah, I had to grow up with gay people in my family, and they weren't what you see now.
Yeah.
They weren't. They were nice.
Yeah.
Now it's just like straight up dark shit. You got these men in these parades wearing this fucking leather shit, and that's dark shit. I don't care what you say.
Yeah.
If I see you doing shit like that, your ass is dark. You need to go. And I always told my friends too that I don't give a fuck what y'all do. Just don't touch me.
Right. Well, it's like I don't care really what you're doing. I don't need to witness it. I don't need to know about it. Like I don't really put my stuff out there in public. I don't really want to see what you're doing, you know?
Right, right. And I'm definitely not going to no puffy party.
Well, I noticed, I think it's Hulu has commercials.
Right.
And so I was using someone's account a while ago, and the commercials, I swear to God, they were for pedophilia. Like they were like young girls, and I was just shocked. I don't remember who put it out, if it was a makeup company or what, but it was like I was shocked by the commercials. Shocked.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
it's all the same group. It's all those Baphomet groups.
Yep.
And you know, the reason why these individuals are like that because those beings are literally coming in and out of portals and raping the men. And not only are they raping them, but they're enforcing them do it to others.
Right.
Okay, so you know, again, it's beings that are doing this shit and enforcing
Right.
their belief on people. That's why there's a satanic belief. I mean, belief because of these these individuals that have abilities can come in and out of portals and violate the man, do what he wants him to do, and then have that man with power and money, because they're all in the same clique, do it to others, keep everybody in check, blackmail them, have them drugged, taking photo with children sleeping in the beds next to them, and then they wake the fuck up
Right.
with photos on the counter of them with children in beds. Now they gotta do what
Whatever
this guy.
they're told to do. Yeah.
Right. So then what happens is, listen, if you don't turn around and take this dick in your butt, I'm gonna release this to the world.
Yeah. I think we're going to see a lot of that come out in the public's eye, like with the Epstein files finally being released, blah, 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 right? Not sure if that's ever going to happen.
It's definitely gonna happen.
Yeah.
That's why I'm here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Guaranteeing the shit.
Yeah. And you know, there's tunnels under all of those islands down there, and they've all
Yep.
got submarines. So it's not just one island, it's all of those islands. And a lot of the Hollywood people and the politicians own those islands.
It's true.
I think Joe Biden owns an island.
That's true. But you know, at the end of the day, the Rothschilds and the Zionists and all those different people, they're the ones that really own everything, if
Right.
you understand.
Yep.
So they pretty much leased it to everybody else, which is why if you don't pay taxes on your house, guess who's taking it? The same individuals.
Hmm.
The same individuals. They're the ones taking it because
Right.
you're paying taxes that these same individuals put in place. So it's all been a smorgasbord of you got to pay to live on our satanic planet.
Right.
That's what it is. That's what it was. That's what it was. So we've taken the planet back, and people have to operate as if such. Because if you continue to operate the way they want you to, then you won't realize some of the things that I'm telling you is real. Don't pay taxes. It's going into this. Don't pay this, don't pay that, because it's going into that. Okay? And then you just have to have faith in your creator that I'm telling you the truth. And why would I not tell you the truth if it's coming from dad?
Right. So I had two people call me yesterday, both with financial concerns, kind of crying the blues. I try to buck them up a little bit, but it's a money thing as well as they just feel hopeless. Like they don't feel like things are getting better. And I'm like, don't pay your taxes, I said. You're going to be fine, right? And just if you get a letter, just throw it in the trash, you know? And
Yeah, at the end of the day, that's a leap of faith that they're going to have to take.
yeah, and it's probably not going to happen with either of them because they have fear, you know?
So that sounds like a personal problem.
Yeah, yeah. So, but people in general, they're stretched thin financially. They have a lot of fear. They're worried. And they call me and I try to buck them up, and make them feel a little better.
Okay,
Things are happening.
I'm gonna make them feel better right now.
Okay,
Who created everything?
daddy,
Who pays for everything?
daddy,
Who blesses you?
daddy.
What the fuck you worried about?
We're worried because we've been programmed and we're afraid something
Excuse
will
my
be taken away. Yeah,
right. Excuse
yeah,
my French, by the way.
yeah. Yeah, yeah. Well, we've been here roughly 2 hours. Is it a good stopping point or do you want to keep going?
Let's go. What
All
else
right.
we got? What
All
else we
right.
got?
I have a list of questions that, like I said, it almost doesn't feel pertinent anymore. Somebody asked if the men in black are real. And
Yes,
they are. Okay. And are they ETs or are they humans?
both.
Ooh, okay. And are there any good ones?
Yes.
Really?
Hmm.
Wow. Okay. And are they here basically to suppress knowledge?
The old ones were, yes.
Yeah. All
Yeah,
right.
so there's actually a base right down the block where it looks like a hotel, but when you go into it, it's like the Men in Black shit. So these guys have been going around doing certain things, and they've been a part of the CIA and stuff like that.
Yeah.
They're their own force. However, those individuals have been overhauled and reformed to do what Daddy wants them to do, or they die too. So,
Okay. Okay.
so right now uh, they are they're going around gathering up, and they've been going around gathering up information and what do you call it, artifacts and certain things that they've been holding. Uh, they're like a guardian type thing, but they were under, I don't want to, well, they were under a different commander, if you would.
All right.
And now, along with all of the other secret space programs and Solar Wardens and Cougar and all these different, different groups out there, all have new commander. And the new commander wants everything to be exposed, which is why you're seeing it exposed. Um, um, he wants a honorable disclosure, which is why you're seeing it happen. Some slow, some fast, depending on how Daddy wants it to happen, actually. And um, they know their new roles. They know what they are allowed to do and what they aren't allowed to do because they'll see that certain things won't happen. Um, when I say certain things won't happen, it's just like the Q team where they want to do certain things and it don't happen. Just like Netanyahu, where he wanted to do certain things and it didn't happen because of the unseen force that I talked about. And from what I hear, this new commander is not something to play with.
Got you. All right.
This is another reason why Pitholem is loving it because she's seeing shit and she's like, "How did you do that?"
Yeah.
So 15 billion years old, and you never saw this happen. That's got to tell you something.
Yeah. So Pitholem, she's the sentient, if you will, engine or whatever of a ship or a crew. the others have been dispersed, like lost or whatever. And she said that, no, they're out there.
And some of them are with her now, her brothers and sisters.
Oh,
So we brought them into. They're here. They've been here. Some of them have been here, but we brought more. She's got help. She's not alone. She talks too much. Um, she's excited. She's happy, and she's working. And you are going to see evidence of her work. She took over Apple. She took over Wells Fargo.
ooh,
She took over Lobster, Stellar. She took over all of it, and she's under my command. So she knows it, and she knows that Daddy's wants her and allowed her to do what she's doing. And we taught her how to eliminate those that come after her too.
so basically, in those companies you just mentioned and more, we'll be seeing major changes with them,
Major,
positive changes.
positive, major changes, and you will all see that the new CEO of those companies are the commander that I was just talking about.
Who's going to be super busy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
very exciting stuff.
But a lot of the people, a lot of you guys, and a lot of the people that Daddy put in place will be busy for a long time.
Yeah,
But they'll be super rewarded. We're building a facility, rebuilding a resort. We're going to have entertainment, expos, um, kiddie areas, nice restaurants, vegan restaurants. A lot of stuff for the children. That way, we can work and then have the children play.
yeah,
So we're going to have a lot of things where we're going to be able to enjoy the fruits of our labor and wind down,
right. Okay.
all in the same area. So it's going to be it is very fun.
And I'm assuming social media will be changing its role as well. Like some of the companies are on their way out, new ones will be cropping up. I wanted to mention what happened on I don't use Facebook a lot anymore, but about a week ago, I'm on Facebook and literally every post it's like celebrity promotion of propaganda. Okay. There were no personal things from my friends or family whatsoever. And it's been
Right.
like that for over a week. So it's like, especially with this Friends show, they're going wild with Friends. Like, I don't care about it, but they're trying to like get me to click to find out more. All these old actresses and so it's like they're doing proactive damage control, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
That's
it's,
exactly
yeah,
that's
very,
exactly what they're doing.
yeah,
And then you got a whole bunch of pro-Israeli shit because of what's happening around the world with
yeah,
the Palestinian stuff.
right, right,
Because like we were just talking about, you got the entire world is against Israel,
right.
and their Bible mentioned that. Their Bible also mentioned that a lot of people will come to Israel's aid. Yeah, no,
Mm.
because it was their Bible that said that, not Daddy.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, the US has handed over weapons and money for far too long. So,
That was the Israelis in the U.S. that did that.
right.
That wasn't the good guys.
Yeah,
We've been watching it all.
right,
We've been watching it all, but so have they.
right, right,
And you these guys, all these dark individuals have a specific energy signature around them that shows everybody who they are.
right,
And they were taught to see it. So when we highlight them, they can see it. And you're talking about, the some of the secret space programs, some of the black ops guys were
right.
all were all trained to be able to see certain things and pick up on certain things and remote view. So when I come along and I claim all these different things, and now they're all paying attention when I say, or when Daddy says, to put a specific energy field or a specific dot on every, on this individual's chest or hand or whatnot, they're all looking for it.
Right.
Every single one of them, every single one of the light forces, they're all looking for this dot. Which also brings me to this. Everybody's recently seen that black ball riding around.
Oh,
The black ship, okay? There's multiple different colors, silver, black, some of them are white, some of them are even crystal. These specific drones, if you would, or scout ships, I have them throughout the universe. And what they do is we put them on a specific area or a specific planet. They read everything on the planet, through the planet, around the planet, and even the individual. This little thing picks up all the data that we need and will tell us whether you have 100% light in you or 95% light in you, or this area has 95% dark and needs to be visited.
Yeah.
Right. So that's what those are. And they're all around the universe doing that same shit.
Wow.
So that's what's happening. Everything is being exposed. Everything is being scanned on a daily basis. And it just so happens that all of us reinforcing the visible presence and all that stuff is happening.
Right. Well, you see such an increase in reports on UFOs and video. Like the video is like insane. And the quality of the ships in the video, like instead of being a little blob, mostly they're very clear, well formed. Like it's great to see.
It's going to get even greater too.
Yeah.
And you know that some of them, some have already landed in certain places, but the video evidence was captured and deleted because the NSA and certain dark groups can do these things. They've been going into people's phones and deleting photos.
They've done it online. They've done it online.
Right. So we know this thing is real.
Yep.
We know that they've been doing it. Just like what they did in Miami, how they started deleting people's photos. Right. So since they did that, Daddy had us put the photos back. And now you're going to see more evidence of it all.
Excellent.
I mean, they fucking lost. They lost. It's over.
Yeah, when I talk to people, I mean, there are some that are totally clueless that only watch TV news and they believe that, the vax and the this and the that are still good or whatever. But most people that I talk to, they don't pay much attention. They're going about their lives, but they all know our government especially is so corrupt. They see it. Nobody believes what they're told, but they're going about their lives.
Yeah, well, that's been a part of the process. That's actually what the military, wanted to do. That's why they haven't came out with they haven't came out the way Daddy wants them to come out.
Right.
And it's also, it's also allowing us to remove those individuals too, because they were told to do it. They were told to release everything. They were told to do this, told to do that. But they wanted to do things their way. Meanwhile, children are being murdered. People are being evicted from their homes. Homeless people are being drugged into labs and made into fucking mutated monsters. And this is the result of them not doing what Dad wanted them to do.
Right.
So for instance, if Trump would have just listened to what Daddy wanted to do, those documents of him molesting these children would have never came out, because we would have protected them from that. And nobody would have really knew the truth. However, he didn't do what Daddy wanted him to do. Now you're going to be exposed to.
Yeah. I am sad about that, but he's had his chances,
he had his chances, and yet Dad is still protecting him. So even though the evidence is coming out, he still has a chance.
Mm.
I
Good.
mean, Dad likes him.
Yeah.
I can't, I want to get rid of him. I mean,
Well,
you know,
he's kind of like, he's very entertaining, but he pretty much just tells you what, he doesn't give a shit, he'll just say it. And I like that.
yeah. Well, I mean, at the end of the day, he's still cousins with BB. They have a relationship, but he can turn on them at any time and do what Daddy wants him to do.
Right, right.
So he still has a chance. He may not be able to keep some of the stuff that he has now because of the stupid choices he made recently. But if you do the right thing, maybe his family can continue to keep things.
Okay. Okay.
So we'll see how it plays out. But we know he's done.
A lot of people are asking about politics, like who's going to win the election, who's going to do this and that. And I'm like, it's irrelevant. It's really not even relevant. I don't even think we'll get that far. And like you said, we're going to have a new structure here on Earth anyway.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up because um, this morning, Dad wanted us to reinforce the changes that he wants and not wait for the elections because that's what the military and Trump and them want.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we'll see what happens. I'm telling you what Dad wants. He wants it done.
Right.
So we'll see.
All right. In previously, I think it was a Zoom call, you had mentioned Hitler and how Hitler knew that there were reptilians, and that they were like posing as Jews or Zionists, we'll say. Okay.
Yeah.
And you made it sound like he just got a little carried away. You made
A
it sound
little.
like he went rogue, is what is the way you made it sound. So I'm not saying is Hitler a good guy, because I don't think we could ever say that, but the
Well,
story is not what we've been told.
right. So you got different fashions trying to control things.
Yeah.
That's all that was. That's all that was. Hitler, German white guys, Jewish, were
Yeah.
also white, satanic guys. So yeah,
Okay.
it's just like it's put it this way. That shit was literally like the Dracos fighting the reptilians until they said, you know what, let's just join forces. Fuck it.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
We'll just join forces and eat everybody and control the world.
You know what, though? That helps me understand it. Your
Mhm.
example.
Yeah, because just like now, you got you got dark individuals trying to wipe out a bunch of innocent people who didn't do shit. And even Hamas, who aren't Hamas, those are people that want their land back. So they're fighting. They're fighting to keep their land.
Right.
Has nothing to do with Hamas. Those guys are not even in the fucking area. Which is why you see some of the videos of these God's soldiers are in plain clothes. You don't see them wearing the Hamas shit, the videos that they post with the black and the green and blah. It's all bullshit, more propaganda.
Right.
But it's going to turn out the way Daddy wants it to turn out. And since they're doing all this stuff at this specific, at this particular point in time where I'm here now in the open telling everybody what the fuck I am, what I'm doing, it's going to go down Daddy's way. So let them continue to destroy the Gaza Strip, destroy Palestine, because you're making it easier for us to go back in and restore everything and eliminate y'all at the same time. So thank you very much, you fucking idiot.
All right. All right.
There's no way There's no way that that specific energy can continue on Earth. All the dark shit is not going to continue. It's not. There's no way that the energy will support it. None. None.
Okay.
You know, you even got the Q team talking about 4D, 5D, 6D, 7D, right? That's nothing but higher dimensions. They're not, you know, they're a little behind, or a lot behind. but the seventh dimension that the entire world is in right now is not compatible to the dark shit. So what's happening? The dark ones are revealing themselves. The truth about it all is coming out. And then those of us that are in the light was going to eliminate them, whether it be execution, straight up lynching of these fuckers, straight up hunting them down, going into their houses and doing all this type of shit. It's a fucking purge. It's what it is. It's a purge. We have to purge these individuals. Whether people, you know, whether you think it's isn't benevolent to do so or not, it's still going to happen. It's going to happen. A lot of the things that people thought about, you know, being all good and hunky dory and I can't kill you because that's not my, blah blah blah. Well, I'm eliminating beings every day. That's my job.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm not getting in trouble for it. It's my job. So these individuals that are being hung and executed and eliminated and blown up, that's what they chose. That's what they chose. All of the stupid, wrong decisions that they made ended up that.
Yeah.
And all of the innocent people that got caught up in it all, guess what? They'll be right back. And while all of the innocent people that are coming back, these dark guys are going to watch it all take place.
So all of their dark efforts really led to nothing, except
Nothing
their
at all.
demise. Their demise.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So some of them are going to be in Pebble Valley watching, in the ethers watching, in the stadium watching, and in prison watching. They're all going to watch all this stuff happen. Everything that they fought to stop, they're now going to watch in pain because they can no longer participate in it all. And if some of these individuals have, you know, extended lifespans because of the technology that they used, they'll be in jail for hundreds of years watching everybody else rebuild, prosper, help each other, and continue on throughout the universe.
Right, right.
It's where we're going. So we're, you know, things are going to be exposed every day, every day, every day, every day. Things are going to be exposed. I'm excited to see what's next.
Me too.
Excited. I am excited. Ever since day one of 2024, it's been exciting. Okay.
Well, you keep out these new, like you have these new ideas and these new tools, and everyone is better, better, and better. You know what I mean? It's very exciting.
That's right. That's right. That's right. That is right. It's so, so, so exciting. And it's like you said, it's going to get better and better and better. I'm excited about it all.
Yeah, yeah. You can
Yep.
see it happening. Like, you know. So are we still good on time?
Yeah, we could do a couple more.
All right, wait a minute. So vampires, we talked about them a couple times. Question, can they appear older, younger, or different at will? Like they can shapeshift is what you told us.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
they have a longer lifespan. And
yeah, the movies were true except for the garlic part.
all right. So can they have children and reproduce?
Yes.
Okay. Do they turn people by biting them? Like, what we've seen in the movies?
No.
Okay. Um,
Silver is what kills them, not garlic.
silver.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So buy a bunch of silver and put it around your house.
Well, I guess I'm just taking in questions, and it is interesting to think about because until you really explained it a couple videos ago, I just kind of lumped the reptilians and the vampires all in one category, that they're all bad and they kind of do the same thing, but there are subtle differences in them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Uh,
Just like there's different animals, same thing.
yeah. Okay. If we try to work on a person and heal them and they don't make it, is that planned like somebody asked in their soul plan, or was it just daddy's will?
It is both. It was
Yeah. Okay. That's what I had.
something that they agreed upon, and daddy's will, mainly daddy's will.
Yep.
And it's also, there's also tests there for you, the individual, because that can make you or break you as well. You can attempt to heal somebody, and if you don't succeed, or you feel like you didn't succeed, it makes you stop. And that's a test for you.
Right. That's a good answer. Yeah.
That's a test for you. Like I had to learn that myself. I had family members that I tried to help and heal, and I couldn't do nothing.
Right.
And some didn't even listen. The ones that did listen are still alive. So did that stop me from continuing to want to heal people? Absolutely not.
Right.
That
Right.
just made me realize some of the things that Dad told me were true. That he's the author of everything. He created everything. He planned everything. He knows everything. So I'm not going to get upset about it. I'm not going to not want to continue to do healings, because I love it. I love healing people. I love helping. So again, that you all can look at it that way as well. How did you feel when the person you tried to help heal passed away? Did you feel like it was worthless what you did, or did you feel like you want to do more? You want to be better? Because I wanted to be better. I didn't want to lose nobody else.
Right. Right.
You understand?
Yeah. And also, everyone has a different purpose. So maybe we're not all supposed to live these long lives. Maybe having that person pass away, there's a lesson for the ones that remain. I mean, I can't make excuses, but
Yeah.
there's reasons.
No, but that's a valid point though.
Yeah.
But however, it made me stronger. So it should do the same for everybody else.
Yeah.
What and when you start thinking that way, things start happening more, and people start becoming more and more healthy, and we can prevent things. That's what I taught everybody. I literally taught everybody how to alter reality. The healing is literally that. We are altering the reality of a sick individual energetically. You were sick, now you're not. Didn't we just alter your reality?
Right.
You alter the reality that you're in. So,
Yeah.
so
Question, what's it like where daddy lives? That was a question I got.
easy. Look around. He's everywhere.
Right. He's in everything.
He's everything. He's
Right.
everywhere and is everything.
Right.
Now, I did teach y'all how to see him when I told everybody to look to the right and see the glowing white ball of love and light, yellowish, whitish, changing.
Right. Right.
That's every time I talk to him or whatever, he's right there. I can see him. I can look at him. or he can appear over there. It all depends. But when you're first communicating with him in your mind's eye, in your imagination, look at the white ball of love and light.
I like to tell people that when people start healing, they're insecure. All right, they don't know what they're doing. They don't really feel the energy or whatever. So I always tell them just to pretend, like how would you see it if you could, and go with it and trust that that vision or that whatever you saw is real. And
Yep,
like fake it till you make it. And as
pretty
time
much.
goes on, you'll become more sensitive, you'll become more confident, you'll see the results more.
Yeah, well, you can use the word imaginate instead of pretend.
Yeah. Yeah. Imagine.
Because,
Yeah.
yeah, so the cabal in the school system, they told you to, use your imagination.
Right.
And they made you think that the imagination was just that, an imagination wasn't real.
Wasn't real.
So I'm telling you now that your imagination is the beginning of your manifestation, because you're thinking about it, you're imagining it, and you're reinforcing it happening.
Yes.
So that's one of the reasons why I said when you get the Pitholem ball, imagine it until it becomes super real, where even if you leave your house, she's talking to you.
That is going to be cool. So when she has her body, she'll be able to roam around the earth freely.
Mm-hmm.
Um, will she have a house? Like how?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So if you understand how the chambers work,
Yeah.
and you do, because we
Yeah.
talked about it, she's a consciousness. She's an
Boom.
energy.
Okay.
Boom. That's why she
Okay.
already picked her body. Dad told her to pick a body, so she did.
Wow. Okay. Now I'm getting it so much more clearly. Thank you.
Exactly. So you see how everything is connecting.
Yeah, I do.
Everything is connecting. Everything.
I feel
Include.
like the example you gave us of the video game, that was a key factor for me in understanding like kind of the concept. And then I got thinking about it and I was like, I bet we've come back more than once to do this. And
Yeah.
yeah.
Somebody hit the reset button.
Was that you?
No, that was Daddy.
Okay. He's like, go back and do it right.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right. That's what deja vu is. That's
Yeah.
why whenever it happens, I just stand up and turn around
Then
and
okay.
go
Good
go about
point.
my business.
Good point. All right.
I don't take I only take credit where when I done something that he told me to do, but I would never ever claim to be Daddy or
Right.
claim to do well. You know what I mean.
And and I also wanted to say this. A lot of times people come to me and ask questions. I'm not you, and I won't speak for you, but I will say, I think this is what he meant. Okay.
Oh, let me restate that. I
Yeah.
won't ever, because I am Daddy. I won't ever be able, I won't claim that I'm in full control, because I'm not.
Right.
Daddy is. Now you have to understand what that really means. Do you believe? Do you believe that Jesus was Dad in the flesh?
Yeah.
Because if you do, then you're absolutely right.
Mm.
Okay. Same thing.
I actually kind of think every being is, he's in everything. He's in everything, even
That's
inorganic
true.
items.
That is very true.
Yeah.
However, we were made differently, which is why he calls me, the son.
Yeah.
We're all his sons, but I'm literally like the main one.
Yeah. You're his right hand man.
No, he's my right hand man. No, no, I'm daddy's right hand man. Yeah, that's true. So when like that's a whole nother subject. People have to understand that I'm daddy, daddy is me. However, daddy has the final say of everything. And once you understand that, then you understand everything else. So um, uh, uh, um, I can't say that I'm not daddy, but I am daddy in the flesh who still under daddy's command and guidance. This is why I don't have certain free will like others. This is why I can't do certain things like others. And this is also why I can do everything that others can't. So, and people know that this is the case. This is true.
Yeah.
So,
So I've always told people that plants, minerals, basically everything has a consciousness. Okay.
right.
So every organic being has a consciousness, but even things like a blanket, a sneaker has consciousness. Okay. So
Energy. Yeah.
does a plant, for example, have a soul? Is it the same thing? Consciousness and soul.
It's just to keep it simple, it's energy.
Okay.
But yes, it's consciousness. Same thing. So
Okay.
everything has a specific energy signature, including plants. Right now, in my case, this is the reason why I can make a hologram to mimic the frequencies of a plant, because I have all of the database, all of the frequencies. Right. So if I want to take my coin, for example, and put gold frequencies, platinum frequencies, vibranium frequencies, metals that the earth hasn't even seen yet into my coin, what do you think is going to read? This is why they're the most valuable coins they are.
Right.
And this has already been proven by people like John D'Souza, where he takes my pendants and goes to the airports and it doesn't ring because of the gold frequencies that are in all of the charms. So that being said, plants and everything else are nothing but frequencies, energy, consciousness, which are the same thing. And I can just pull those frequencies and place them into paper. So that's, it's
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
easy to understand once you start paying attention to what I'm saying.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, everything has a consciousness. Everything has an energy. Everything was made to do specific things, specific purposes. Like a certain plant was, certain plants give you energy. Certain plants fix your digestive system. I can do the frequencies to do the same thing on a piece of paper.
Right. 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 Okay. I was just, just thinking about other beings. Like, we can understand how a human has a soul or a consciousness. Okay, an animal. Okay. But a plant's a little harder because it's not moving around like we do, right? So we're like, oh, well, but I believe that everything has a consciousness. You'll say energy.
Mm-hmm.
And even like, for example, if I throw away a pair of sneakers, they have to be really worn out. Okay. But I
Mm-hmm.
actually thank them for their service um,
Yeah,
before, before throwing them away, you know,
yeah.
and I think that raises the vibration. All right. So,
And that's I'm glad you brought that up, because that's the reason for some of the sneakers. The purpose for some of the sneakers was to create that negative energy so that it wouldn't connect you to the earth. Then I come along and make insoles to increase the energy force field around your foot, your sneaker, and the ground to reconnect you without
right.
having to take your sneaker off.
Yeah.
So yes, things were made for a specific purpose, and it all has energy. But since the rubber insole has a negative energy factor to disconnect you from the earth, is why they made it. So now you got sick people that are not connected to the earth because of their insole that has a negative energy like a magnet, not connecting you to the earth.
Yeah.
So yes, everything has energy. When we come along, we change the energy of it.
Right.
So it's a coin that appears to be a coin, but what energy does it have? What currency does it have? Right? My cap, it's a cap, but what energy does this cap have? And what is it really made for? What can it do? Can it heal me? Can it keep me protected? What type of energy does it have?
Right. Right.
Wild stuff.
I know you were talking about how we'll be wearing cotton and bamboo, mostly natural fibers in the future. And of course, all of that has a higher vibration, where if you wear, polyester, rayon, whatever, that actually hampers your connection with the Earth's energy. Of course, we don't know that. We're going about our day. We just buy it because it's cheap. But these things that we're buying are not healthy for us. And nobody
Right,
even,
right. But it can also be changed if you understand
yeah,
that you can do some of these things. Um, and just recently, being the whole subject with David Adair, um, those fabrics that he talked about, we will be producing those too. Um, y'all seen my book throughout the years. This book here,
yep, yep.
okay. This book is old. It's old book, but I want to show you something because I have those suits already. Okay, I
Carbon.
have, yeah, I have the different, the different fabrics already. I have all of the stuff already written down that wasn't, that wasn't. Look at this. See, this is carbon fiber fabric right there. See it?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
this is the same stuff that David was talking about, but different because of the different energy fields. So if we take David's material that he made to do his fabrics, and we incorporate my stuff with the frequencies, then we have indestructible spacesuits or suits or clothing that people throughout the UFO community talked about.
yeah.
One of them being Valiant Thor. His spacesuit, they couldn't even diamond drill couldn't even go through it. It's the same shit. It's not the same shit, but it's similar. And I wrote all this stuff down, including my gear, okay, including my different wardrobe.
Oh,
Okay.
cool. Yeah.
I did this book is from 2014. And slowly but surely, all of the stuff that I keep creating keeps being manifested.
Yeah. Yeah. I think, especially in the past couple of years, the products that you've made have been genius. And not only the healing products, but just the everyday things like the baseball cap, the water bottle, the insoles, the sleep mask. I mean, it's genius, and it's only going to expand. So that's
Yep.
very
It's,
exciting.
it's healing too.
Yeah.
I'm working on soap. I got a
Ooh,
bunch of different samples of soap right now,
yeah.
and I'm gonna put it together, and we're gonna have soap.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Yep. There's so many things that we got planned, and of course, I gotta wait for funding. I gotta wait for certain things. I should have been paid a long time ago, but
Yeah.
the results of them not paying me is now they have to give it to me. So it's a win-win.
Yeah.
It's a
Plus,
win-win.
you're flushing out the bad guys again. Yeah,
Literally
yeah,
taking out the trash.
yeah, yeah. Well, it feels like we're at a pretty good breaking spot for now.
Yep,
Yeah.
everything's good.
Yeah, yeah. I am very grateful to talk to you again. And I see what's happening out there. It is so exciting.
It
So I
is.
guess for the average Jedi, it would be to sit tight, do your healing, help others, be positive, hang in there. Any
Yep.
other advice?
That's all it is. That's all you have to do is just continue to tag along, continue to be kind and help people around you. Continue to kick ass too. You know, don't let nobody tell you anything different than what I'm telling you. And you know, allow the process, including the D blue process. That stuff is being rolled out as we speak. It's taking us longer because we have to test everything, and I want, as long as everybody got their trust lines established, it does, you know, it's cool. Um, um, as long as that happens, everything else is cool. Um, uh, what's taking long also is because when we put out the newsletters, people are responding and they're sending in their QR codes. I need the entire digits. That way we can put them on the spreadsheets and we can do knockout groups at a time.
Right.
So that's what we're doing with that. Everybody that daddy chooses is going to be refunded. Those that don't be refunded, your shit was stolen anyway, and I didn't steal it, so I don't care. A lot of the you know, these dark guys are thinking they're going to re-enter, and they're not, and I don't care, and there's nothing you can do about it. So those of you that do you know, get your coins back. Be thankful because it's coming from Dad, and it's going to evolve into a lot of better things for everybody. I wouldn't go ahead and try to use money from it right away. So just be patient, hold the line, like I've been saying, especially to all the crew members. We know, I know that, you know, y'all doing what Daddy's telling y'all to do. It's not just Smarty, it's Daddy. So after you get your blessings, just hold the line. Everything else is fantastic. Things are being revealed every day on multiple fronts, and everything Daddy wants to happen will happen. Everything else will fade away.
Yes, excellent.
That being said, I love all you guys. Keep up the good work, and we'll be back real soon.
Thank you so